Only 500,000 yen in savings? It can't be with a poor company president. I chose you because you said you made a profit of 4 million yen in 1 year. How dare you lie to me? I can't believe I'm seeing you here. Don't tell me you're still pretending to be a company president.
Whoa, Atena, what are you doing?
Takashi, what is this?
When I got back to my room after running an errand, I found my girlfriend, Atena Kaname, rummaging through my dresser and looking at my bank book, just like a burglar. She works in sales for Shiratsuki Linen Service, a company that washes and collects things like bedsheets, and she was staying over at my place tonight. The fact that she wasn't even trying to hide what she was doing, did that mean she was already disappointed in me and had lost all interest? I'm Takashi Sako. I'm the president of a small web service development company called Soracode. I did personal development work while holding down a job until I was 26, but my uncompromising attitude paid off, and the market share of a web service I developed expanded. This led me to go independent, and I incorporated my company at 27. A year has passed since then, and I'm still running the company as its president.
Only 500,000 yen in savings? It can't be with a poor company president. I chose you because you said you made a profit of 4 million yen in 1 year. How dare you lie to me?
Wait, I lied? It's true that the company made 4 million yen in profit, and you've never even asked about my savings before, have you? Besides, I thought you were interested in the web services I'm developing. We were classmates in high school, but we barely had any contact back then. Atena and I started dating after we talked at a class reunion a few months ago.
Web services? You mean you create services that people use online?
Yeah, I've always loved developing things, and I was making them on my own alongside my regular job, since it started taking off. I wanted to put more of my own touch into it, so I went independent. Now I'm running my own small company.
Wow! I don't know much about development, but programming is super difficult, isn't it? I hear the work is tough and really tests your skills, but even so, I think it's wonderful to create something that supports people's lives and work. If you don't mind, could you tell me a little more about your work, Sako?
And so we exchanged contact information, grew closer, and started dating. I was sure she was supporting my quest to create better services, and that gave me the energy to work hard, but...
I don't have the slightest interest in the web services you're making. More importantly, I heard you were making 4 million yen in profit right after starting your company, so I thought you'd be earning a lot more in the future. I even put up with your gloomy personality and chose you. But it turns out, you were just a poor guy showing off by calling yourself a president. This is practically fraud.
What? You're not interested? You only got close to me for my money?
What else could it be? A beautiful woman like me deserves a man with a high annual income. Don't get so full of yourself.
The reason Atena, who is undeniably attractive, chose me, a born craftsman who is rarely seen as a romantic interest. I wonder if this is how other rich guys feel when they find out they were just being used for their money. Well, it's not like I'm rich, though.
Who cares about being a president when you don't have any money? I can't believe I ended up with such a dud. A loser with only 500,000 yen in savings should know his place and just work as a sole proprietor.
So she only approached me at the reunion because she heard I was running a company with a 4 million yen profit. Stunned by her sudden change, I just stood there, unable to do anything but watch as Atena walked out.
What? You got dumped?
And so, the next day, I thought I had moved on, but I guess it showed on my face. The one who asked me what was wrong after noticing I looked pale was Hanae Nagisa, an employee at Soracode and my business partner. She's 1 year younger than me and coolly handles her work. She mainly assists me, but also takes on a wide range of tasks from coding to sales.
That's unbelievably rude. As a woman, I'm embarrassed for her. It's unthinkable that she would deceive you for such a reason. And it's shameless of her to openly admit she was after your money. Besides, the reason your savings are low is...
It's okay, thanks. I'm doing all this because I want to. And come to think of it, I never told her how many employees we had. It's also true we're barely scraping by, but you're so kind for defending me like this, Nagisa.
It's only natural after all. It's because I understand the beauty of the code you write better than anyone. I want to preach it to every living being on this planet.
Nagisa?
It's so readable and maintainable. A smart and beautiful program that prioritizes efficiency above all else. When I saw your achievements, I was shocked that someone so young could write such magnificent code. The code you write shines as divinely and brilliantly as the sun. I can see it. Oh, it's so bright, my eyes are burning.
Okay, just calm down for a second. Nagisa, who was originally into science, said she discovered the aesthetics of programming while doing it as a hobby. For her, with her extraordinary dedication to coding, I, who once made a name for myself as an independent developer, must have seemed dazzling. So when she heard I had started a company and was hiring, she was the first one to apply.
My apologies. I got a bit carried away.
But thank you. You've really cheered me up, Nagisa. Alright, let's get back to it. About the transfer destination for our next web service.
Yes. Thanks to your decisive action, I've been able to pick out some reliable companies. Could you please take a look?
Sora Code develops and operates several web services, but this company only has 5 employees, including us. As we move forward with development, we won't have enough hands to manage everything, so we were considering transferring some services to other companies. And so we discussed and decided on a company to transfer the service to. Thanks to our careful selection process, the meetings and transfer work with the client went smoothly. Before we knew it, several months had flown by, and the transfer was nearing completion. Then, one day, while on the phone with the client, Nagisa's face suddenly turned pale.
No way! President, I'm so sorry!
What's wrong?
The client just pointed out that they weren't told they'd be responsible for handling inquiries. I checked the contract and it really wasn't in there.
Nagisa showed me the contract for this deal. She had been the one to primarily draft it.
I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I completely forgot. I am so terribly sorry. So, what should we do?
It's okay, let me see it. I was careless in checking the contract too. My bad. This was our first service transfer. On top of that, we only have 5 employees, so each person has a lot on their plate. We can't expect to do everything perfectly from the start, but since the contract has already been signed, this is a painful mistake. I understand the situation. I'll try talking to them. And so, I quickly contacted the client. I sincerely apologize for our oversight. I would like to discuss the matter of handling inquiries again if possible. As tension filled the office, I calmly discussed the situation with the client, sometimes apologizing as the company president. As a result, we were able to have the client handle the inquiries as part of the transfer. And so, the transfer was completed as originally planned. That's a wrap. Great work, everyone. We're all going out to celebrate tonight.
Yay!
It was our first time doing this, so it was tough. But that made the sense of accomplishment even greater for all of us, myself included. Completing a job with reliable employees is so fulfilling. As I was savoring that thought, she came over to me.
Thank you, President. I'm so sorry. My carelessness caused you so much trouble.
Don't worry about it. It was our first transfer, and I didn't notice either.
But if I had been more thorough, you wouldn't have had to apologize like that.
That's true. We were lucky that the client was so understanding this time, but we can't expect the same next time. So let's learn from this and make sure we don't make the same mistake again. I'm sure you can do it.
Yes! I'll work harder to be of more help next time.
Perhaps she understood the expectation I had woven into my reprimand, because her cheeks were slightly flushed as she responded. We had been just business partners, but at that moment, a change occurred in her heart. though I had no way of knowing. As we deepened our bonds through the transfer work, we continued to work hard together. Meanwhile,
You're amazing, Tsukasa. I can't believe you're treating me to a meal at such a wonderful restaurant.
Atena had met a new boyfriend, Tsukasa Muda, through her work and started dating him. Tsukasa is the son of the president of Gaiyun Holdings, a company that manages a chain of hotels. He himself serves as the president of a subsidiary, Gaiyun Clean Service, having been appointed by his father. Atena, who was in sales at Shiratsuki Linen Service, apparently met Tsukasa while on a sales call. "How was the food of this place? If you liked it, I'll bring you back as many times as you want."
Really? I'd love to come here with you again, Tsukasa. I knew it. Dating a rich guy is the best.
Watching her praise him with that syrupy expression and voice, what could he possibly be thinking behind that smile? And so, with their respective desires fulfilled, the two left the restaurant. 3 years flew by in a flash as I was single-mindedly focused on my work. Cheers! We were at a high-end teppanyaki restaurant called Saika to celebrate the completion of a development project. This restaurant is located on the top floor of a certain hotel, and we often come here for celebrations. Man, I'm glad this project wrapped up safely. Thanks for everything, as always.
No, not at all. The reason our company can continue to develop high-quality services is thanks to you, President. President, with every project you finish, your code becomes even more polished and beautiful. Oh,
You say that, but I think the code you write is beautiful too. Maybe even more so than mine.
no way, please don't be so modest. That's too kind of you. I'm so embarrassed.
You two seem to get along as well as ever.
He's the chef and manager of Saika. Since we come here often as our go-to spot, we have a casual relationship. But she's the one who's always helping me out.
Don't be so modest. A president like you who is both good at his job and truly cares for his employees is a rare find.
The chef laughed with a hint of trouble in his eyes. I couldn't guess what he meant, but he continued cooking with skillful hands. We were chatting cheerfully, watching the impressive sight of our ordered course being grilled right in front of us, when
Well, are you Takashi?
the person who called out to me from behind was Atena, whom I hadn't seen in 3 years, and next to her was a man with a smug grin.
I can't believe I'm seeing you here. Don't tell me you're still pretending to be a company president.
I'm not pretending, I am a company president.
Right. So, has your savings grown since then? I bet you regret not staying a sole proprietor, don't you?
And you, coming to a high-end restaurant, does that mean you found yourself a good partner?
I'm glad you asked. Actually, I started dating him after I broke up with you.
Ah, I get it. This must be the poor show-off president Atena was talking about, right?
That's right. I'm embarrassed that I even dated him for a short time. Takashi, let me introduce you. This is Tsukasa. His father is the president of Gaon Holdings, which runs a chain of hotels. And his father appointed him as the president of a subsidiary, Gaon Clean Service, a hotel maintenance company. In other words, he's a real president, unlike you.
I heard about you from her. You're a president, but you only have 500,000 yen in savings, right? At that rate, even after 3 years, I'd say you're at about 1,000,000 yen tops. Sorry to bring you back to reality, but as a fellow president, I have 10 million in savings. Atena chose a real president like me, who can give her anything she wants. I see. You must have had quite a fateful encounter to meet your ideal president. But it has nothing to do with me anymore. I'm a regular at this restaurant, so please don't make a scene. You're bothering everyone.
A regular? No way. You only came to this restaurant to show off for that woman, didn't you? The course meals here are expensive, you know. It must be tough on a poor man's wallet, right?
Exactly. Well, it's childish to keep teasing a poor guy who's overreacting by coming to a fancy restaurant without any money. Since we happen to meet today, if you show some respect, I might even be willing to pay for you this time.
You're the best, Tsukasa!
I really wanted to talk back, but that would just cause more of a scene in the restaurant. Just as I was wondering what to do.
Excuse me, but is that all you have to say? It's embarrassing to expose your own ignorance, you two.
It was Nagisa who cut off their endless bragging. Even when they glared at her, she continued without flinching.
Actually, our president has 20 million yen in savings. In other words, double what you two have. A frog in a well like you has no right to mock our amazing president. It really shows your level.
What?
Wait, 20 million yen in savings? Don't lie. You only had 500,000 yen back then.
It's true that I only had 500,000 yen in savings at first. But that was the result of cutting my own salary to spend on startup capital and initial investments. Haven't you heard that some presidents of newly founded companies don't even take a salary? Back then, even when I made a profit, I reinvested it into the business, so it's only natural that my personal savings were low.
Then why did you incorporate when you were in such a tight spot? You just wanted to show off, didn't you?
It's true that as long as your profits are low, being a sole proprietor is better tax-wise, so your expenses are lower. But sole proprietors aren't as trusted as corporations. Even if you want to do business with a company that has a proven track record, you often can't because they don't trust you. That's why I incorporated with the future in mind. That's right, the reason I incorporated wasn't to show off, but to earn trust. The reason I was able to transfer my web service to a reliable company back then was precisely because I had incorporated. We transfer many of the services we develop to other companies. But I don't want to entrust something I've poured my heart into to a half-baked company. I incorporated so that I could entrust our services to reliable companies. Now, the number of users of the web services our company has developed is growing, and our profits are increasing every year. This is the result of prioritizing trust over money.
No way!
By the way, we had 5 employees 3 years ago, but now we have 20. The company is growing steadily. Atena was stunned when she learned the truth, but in the next moment...
Hey, Takashi, how about we get back together starting now? You want someone to listen to you talk about your passion for development, right? After hearing your story just now, I've become really interested.
Hey, Atena! After fawning all over me, you're just gonna switch sides when things get inconvenient? You've got some nerve.
Shut up! It's pathetic that you are acting so high and mighty when you have half of Takashi's savings. Besides, I've had enough. When are you going to propose to me?
What did you say? The two, who had been showing off how close they were just moments before, began to shout at each other, forgetting they were at a restaurant. But their loud and petty argument was quickly silenced.
That's enough. You've been making a racket in my restaurant for a while now.
Huh? Mind your own business and just watch.
How can you be so arrogant? You have no right to act so high and mighty when you've been dining and dashing here repeatedly.
He dined and dashed?
Hey, chef, that's... Chef? What do you mean by that?
He's been using his father's and his own authority to dine and dash at high-end restaurants that are tenants in their hotel chain.
Wait, you weren't paying for me? I never heard anything about this.
No, that's...
He has the money to pay, but he repeatedly dines and dashes just to show off his power and get a thrill out of it. Do you have any idea how much that foolish behavior has hurt our pride as chefs? We've been putting up with it because we couldn't afford to have our sales commission raised or get kicked out of the hotel if we complained. But I can't stay silent when you're making a scene at my restaurant and being rude to my valued customers. And I've had enough of being an accomplice to your cheating. If this continues, I'll protest to the parent company, even if it means getting kicked out.
Cheating?
Hey! What do you mean by cheating? Were you just playing with me? What about your promise to make me a president's wife?
This man has been here many times, and each time he brought a different woman. You're waiting for a proposal, right? Then it's not gonna happen. You're just being played. You'd be better off finding another man.
Apparently, Tsukasa was using his status as a president to play not only with the chefs, but with women as well. He must have been laughing behind his back at Atena, who fawned over him, oblivious to the truth. Shut up! And you were just trying to dump me a minute ago. You have some nerve.
Anyway, I've had enough of dealing with you two. Get out of here now.
Unleashing all his pent-up frustration, the chef threw the two of them out. With so many old scores unexpectedly settled, the restaurant finally became quiet. 3 of us, including the chef, enjoyed our meal and conversation, once again savoring the feeling of having accomplished our project. 2 hours later, after enjoying a delicious teppanyaki meal, we left the hotel feeling satisfied. However, waiting for us there was Atena, who had been waiting for me to leave.
Hey, Takashi. How about we get back together starting now? I wanted to talk to you properly, so I broke up with Tsukasa and waited for you.
She apparently broke up with Tsukasa, but to think that would be enough to get back together is a bit much. As I was feeling disgusted by Atena's obsession with money, Nagisa, who was next to me, spoke up.
What terrifying greed. Do you really think he would be interested in you now? Hey, this has nothing to do with you. I'm his ex-girlfriend. It's my right to ask to get back together. It has everything to do with me. He and I are dating and we're already living together. What?
That's right. Nagisa, or rather Hanai and I, are already dating and living together. The reason she knows my savings is because we're already planning our future together.
So please don't come on to him. This is my true, legitimate right, isn't it? Do you have any idea how angry I was when I heard you approached him for his money and then dumped him on a whim? He's an amazing person, excellent in both his development skills and his character. And you hurt him for such a ridiculous reason. But I'm also grateful. Thanks to your poor judgment of character, you let him slip right through your fingers. Ugh. Well then, let's go, Takashi.
Yeah, let's.
Hey! I've been waiting for so long. Don't just... Takashi! Takashi!
Because she doesn't trust others and is blinded by money, making decisions on the fly, she ends up losing even what she already had. Her voice, driven only by her overconfidence in her looks and desires, echoed emptily under the night sky. After that, Atena, unrepentant, tried to latch onto another rich man, but...
Hey! Where is this?
Blinded by money, the man she latched onto was apparently involved in some shady business. Her fate, lured by sweet words, is now unknown. Furthermore, Saika and several other restaurants in the hotel chain took this opportunity to report the dine and dash incidents to Gaeun Holdings. Of course, this was not forgiven, and Tsukasa was dismissed by his own father. Stop, Dad! If you do that, my authority will be... Also, Tsukasa's father was unaware that his son had been throwing his parental authority around, and he resigned as president to take responsibility for the trouble caused. At the shareholders' meetings of the 2 companies whose presidents resigned, new presidents were appointed, and the affected high-end restaurants received an apology in the form of a lower sales commission. It also came to light that Tsukasa was dating multiple women at the same time, and Atena was just one of them. Among them was a married woman, and he ended up being sued for damages by her husband.
President, about the specifications for the next service?
Got it. Hold on a second. And so, Hanai and I are still hard at work developing our next service with our employees. As we walked home together after work, I suddenly said, "Hey, Hanai, do you want to go to a jewelry shop together sometime soon?"
Huh? Does that mean?
Yes, I want to marry you, so let's go pick out an engagement ring. I can't say I'm a huge success yet, but I've learned one thing. It's important to think ahead and act. What kind of married couple will I be with the woman by my side? We're not even engaged yet, but I can't help but be excited about our future.
Aw, hi Hi, Brittany here. That was a very cute ending. Kind of a horror story for, the other woman, am I right? But it ended happily ever after. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!